We are asked often to give advice, and sometimes it's very informal. It's an email from a friend who says, hey, I'm interested in getting into the business. What do you think? And sometimes it's more formal and they'd like to engage us in consulting. A dear friend right now believes that he wishes to open a restaurant. And so literally the first thing I had him do was read Restaurant Owners Uncorked. And I said, you need to read all of this before we sit down a second time. And then we're going to read some other things. And there are many great resources out there. And then when you know that their heart is in it, and you know that despite the hardship, they truly want to pursue it, then you can start talking about the nuts and the bolts. The primary concern I customarily have is that people don't have funding, and that they're entirely willing to bet the farm and to borrow 100% of their money. And my encouragement is don't borrow if you don't have to. And in fact, to do anything possible to not borrow. To not have to service that debt is so freeing. It's freeing in your own life when you don't have a car payment or a mortgage payment. It's just as freeing in the restaurant world and the business world. And so to be laden with debt, particularly if you want to be a small independent operator, I would avoid debt at all costs. And then I think it's really important that even if you think you wish to open a place in a month, that you be incredibly patient and you go work in that type of place for probably the better part of a year in any capacity. And so that's very difficult to hear, because usually the people who approach us are making a very good living, and to hear that I've encouraged them to go take a shift leader position or an hourly position at a restaurant and go work there for a year is usually very discouraging. And it might be very discouraging to the spouse at home and so forth to hear that maybe a pay cut is being spoken of. But I think it's wildly important to get in and figure out whether that's really the industry. And within the industry, do you really want to open a coffee house? Do you want to do a barbecue place? You really need to sort those things out by going and learning firsthand, by doing for a long period of time, see how hard it is, and become important to the managerial staff. They understand you're overqualified. That's okay. What you need to do is use them as a resource and be there for them and learn if that's really the thing you want to do for the rest of your life.